Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Hildene large linear LED pendant. This is the 1390-652. Let's get into some of the details about the size to begin with. Let's talk about the body of the fixture itself, and that's going to be independent of the rods that it's hanging from. That's coming in at 8.6 inches tall, 51.9 inches wide, that's going to be your left to right, and then 5.3 inches deep. The overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture, which is going to be the bottom of those decorative accents, to the ceiling itself, is going to give you a really good range. This can be as short as 17.8 and as long as 53.8 as standard product. The 17.8 means this could be a semi-flush if you want it to be, because that's pretty short. So if you need to go beyond the 53.8, drop me a quick email, say you're looking at the 1390-652, tell me a solid number of what you're trying to attain from the ceiling to the bottom of that fixture, and then I can take your email, send it to Hubbardton Forge's customs department. We do customs all the time, so we can do all the way up to like a 2-story, so don't be afraid to ask. It's always free to ask those questions. Okay, let's talk about a couple other things. 30.8 pounds all in. You might want to tell your installer about that. Canopy up on the ceiling is 5.3 inches by 14.8. It's about that thick. It's holding a driver and a transformer because this is a low voltage LED pendant. It's going to take your line voltage and transform it into low voltage and going down to those LEDs. But it's very bright, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Finish. So you'll notice there's a couple finish pull-down menus. So you've got the finish for the fixture itself. That's going to be the first thing. Second thing is going to be the finish for the accent. And the accent are those decorative forged panels that are sitting inside the diffuser that are being lit from the LEDs. You can do them in the same finish if you want, but most people are going to do them in a contrasting finish. Most likely a lighter finish on the inside and the frame being a darker finish. I think that's a nice combo to go, like sterling or vintage platinum on the accents and maybe black or something like that on the frame and the rest of it itself, or soft gold is another really nice one to check out. And there you go. Slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees in one direction as standard product. So if you're going to be using this on the slope, a good idea would be to send me some images of how you have the slope over the table or the island that you're working with, because if you're going a different way on this, you can go down the slope as a custom, but if you're going along the slope, it's going to work as standard product. But it's good for me to see what you have going, because there's a chance you might have to do custom if you are using a slope ceiling. Good to know there. Let's talk about these rods and a lot of the other little goodies that go with this. So a good way to show you more about that and the canopy is going to be look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list of all the parts you're going to get with this, and there's a lot of them. It's going to show you some really good line drawings of that canopy and the other side of the canopy, how it goes together and how it's going to hang from your 4-inch junction box. So take advantage of that if you can, because it's really good to use the install sheets, because there's plenty of good line drawings. You're going to notice one of the drawings is going to be kind of looking down onto the light source, the frame on this, and it's going to show you how those pieces of metal fit into the diffuser. What you basically have is that frame that's about 52 inches long, 5.3 inches wide. You've got 2 long sides. Those contain rows of LEDs, and those are shooting light toward the middle at each other, going through a frosted acrylic diffuser, which is going to take the light and push it up and push it down. So it's going to bathe those metal accent pieces and make them incredibly beautiful, like glowing sculpture. But it's also going to be putting light up on your ceiling, which is what you want for ambient light in your room. And it's going to put task lighting down on the table or the island, kind of like what's going on right here. So it's kind of cool to check all that out. So when you get into the pipes, Hubbardton Forge has a system of connected pipes that you're going to be using. They just go together easy, and we'll talk about that now. The install sheet also has a chart on it, and the chart is going to show you a whole bunch of overall heights measured from the fixture bottom to the ceiling itself. And it's going to show you what combinations of these pipes you're going to use to get to those overall listed heights that are there. You're going to be getting 6 of the 12, you're going to get 2 of the 6s, you're going to get 2 of the 3s, whole bunch of these little connected pieces like this. The tubes themselves have threading on each end, and then basically you're just going to screw them together. And how you're going to put it together, you're going to get a table, take everything off, put a blanket down, and then you're going to take the part that's going to have the LEDs on the end, and you're not putting in those decorative accents until it's actually installed up. So put those off to the side someplace. Put the piece down that has the wires coming out of it. You're going to figure out from that chart which of the pipes you're going to be needing for your overall height that you're going to be using. You're going to lay them out, and then you're going to basically just one by one, you're going to put the wire through those parts. So you're going to go through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and eventually you're going to exit that canopy, and then you're simply going to screw them together, and it goes together super fast, super quick. And look at that, you can barely even see a line. The engineering is really, really good on these. So there you go. Why don't we talk about the light you can get out of this? 57 watts of LED is happening. It's going to produce 1,880 lumens. And you have to remember, half of that's going up and half of that's going to go down, so that's quite a bit of light. It's a dimmable fixture. You want to talk to your installer about putting a correct dimmer on the wall for you. The light coming out of these LEDs is that nice middle of the road warm white, soft white that we like. It's 3,000 Kelvin. We talk about it in every video we do. So it's not that bluish white light, and it's also not that super yellow light. It's right in the middle, and that's what we like to use. The LEDs that are above me right here, these are 3,000 Kelvin warm white, soft white, and that's just what we like to use in our showroom. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. You can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.